Hey, I hope everybody's having a good morning this morning. I just want to do a little bit of a follow-up on the last video that I did, but I have a hard time walking with a camera, so I'm going to use my cell phone for this. This is the camera I usually use. It's a storm chasing rig. It's a heavy camera. It's a very heavy-duty tripod. And it's made to be on the ground and planted hard so the wind doesn't knock it over. So not really made for the vlogging life, so I'm going to use my phone for this one and take you out to the garden and do a little recap. I got a lot of weeds out here, but maybe take care of the chicken. Still got the water on. This leaks just a little bit. Not sure what that foil's from. Strange. Yeah, it leaks a little bit, and it's been kind of leaking on the ground here, but yeah, I need to get them some water anyway. So yeah, right now I'm at 10 chickens. We got 15 showing up in a couple weeks. But feeding is pretty easy at the moment, which is nice. Alright, so chickens are done, taken care of. Well, for the most part, we get some water. Got a lot of algae going in this one. See if I can't clean it up a little bit. Yeah, it's better. I got a nice clean water bowl over in the shade that I'm going to fill up. All right, good to go. A little kink in the hose right there. Didn't catch that. All right. Chickens are fed, watered, taken care of, good to go. Time to go hit the garden. At this time of day compared to yesterday, it is 10 degrees cooler. It is in the 70s right now when it was almost 90 yesterday. So yeah, we got this cold front that came in. You can see the clouds. It's partly cloudy, but it's a cold front with it. So yeah, that is going to make it much nicer. So that's good. I can actually get out and get some stuff done today, maybe, and not kill myself like I was doing yesterday. So okay, so I wanted to touch on a couple things that I was talking about yesterday that I wasn't able to give a visual for, and yeah, just kind of wrap a couple things up that I was talking about. Hopefully it'll be worthy of making a video about, but yeah, I don't know. I can give you a little bit of an update on the garden as well. So here we are. All right, my pepper plants, they're doing pretty awesome. Onions are doing good. Okra, would you look at this mess? I just can't keep up with the okra. It's insane. I mean, I got like probably 20 of them on there that are more than I'm gonna eat in a lifetime. So lesson learned on that. This, I planted some peas. They are not looking too hot. I should have gotten them some water. I might give them some water today. I've forgotten to water these guys when I've been watering the squash. These are new plants, and yeah, they're not looking too good. They could definitely bounce back, but yeah, well, anyway, something else to work on. So let's move on over. These are the boards that I was talking about that I'm using for shade. If you saw in the first video, let's get in a little bit closer. The color of these plants when I was planting them. I'll show you the exact same one, actually. Let's move on over. It's way over yonder. Where did I plant them? I planted them over here. There we go, the wood. Yeah, this is what I'm using for a shade cloth. I have all these, and what it was supposed to be is a perimeter around the fence line, and especially around this area over here, because that was going to be all corn, and I was just going to have like a sandbox with good soil and stuff for the corn, but that didn't work out. So now I have about 40 of these things, and that cost several $100s to make. Plywood ain't cheap, and I'm just letting all this many sheets of plywood go to waste. So that's what I got. So this one went on later, and it's already looking better, but This one was in the sun. That's one that didn't have any protection, but you can see the color of it. Very light, very pale. And I'm going to switch over to the one that has been shaded for a couple days. That was exactly like this one, just got a little bit of shade. And that's going to be right here. It's a little bit more green already, and the new growth is already looking better. So yeah, I think the shade's going to be doing good. But this is what I got. This one right here is going to be the spaghetti squash, and this one is another zucchini. So yes, they are a little yellow. They're in need of some nitrogen, and this dirt has a lot of nitrogen in it, so those should be good. But I just wanted to kind of point this out. It's kind of hard to explain how I was saying I was using spare plywood, a shade cloth, and all this kind of stuff, but here you go. Now, looking at it over here, it's leaning a little bit. I did that on purpose. It's going to cover it a little bit more. So at about 11 o'clock, it's going to start getting shade. Now, all the blue and these colors around, even the wood, even a reflection off of this weed barrier is going to project light up onto the wood, and these are still going to be getting light. It's not covering it completely. So hopefully it'll be good, proper shade and enough shade to keep some stuff alive. All right, so we can talk about this bed. This is the one that I was working on before everything shut down. I have a lot of little orange butterflies.
Blossoming rock. Oh,
now I don't know if they're going to be eating what's going on. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of them. Anyway, this bed, this one I amended. I got all the green tops of the carrots laid down as mulch. Should keep that soil nice and cool. The soil's got some nice amendments in it. It's got a lot of cocoa coir. It's got the phosphate. It's got the potassium. It's got worm castings. Perlite. Yeah, that one's looking in a lot better shape. And it's wet right now, so I can't really, see how loose it all is. But that's the one that I did. So that is finished. The others that I planted are going to be these bags. And there you go. Same plants. Moving on around. This is the same plant as the other ones that I was showing you. No protection. So look at how these are looking. That is very, very pale. Not a lot of green. Now the true leaf has a little bit of green, but yeah, these sprout leaves are not looking too hot. So I do have this. It seems that it has blown off. That worked around. This is just screen for a patio door. It will work as shade cloth. Oh yes, it will. So there we go. Got that back on there, and now it's going to blow off again. Any little breeze. There's not a lot of support in the bag without the dirt. So, but that should help there. Those bee artichokes, they're not doing a whole lot. This one has been the same size for about ever. It's only about 5 inches tall. These ones are growing a little bit. This one seems to be pushing a little bit. I'm not expecting to get too much out of it right now, but take a look. I just got something that caught my eye. One raggedy looking pepper right here. And yeah, that is virtually rotten. Blossom end rot, got it. So here, I'm gonna go plant some peppers over in this area here. Boom, planted. There we go. All right, so other than that, the peppers are actually looking really good. This is like the Arkansas black pepper. I've got a lot of mixed ones in here. That's a beautiful looking orange pepper right there, but there we go. Blossom end rot. Might as well just break it off now. It's kind of a shame, but it ain't gonna make it. So planted. This one, yes, look at this. This is sad. This is really sad. I'm losing all my peppers. These Nostrosums or Nostrosium or Nostradamus didn't make it. But these zinnias, I am telling you what, I'm not going to plant these with vegetables anymore. It's going to get its own pot. That's 2 seeds. All those red flowers are 2 dang seeds. It's too much. But they look nice, you know? So, hey. All right, so let's go around here. Let me show you some of the other peppers. These seem to be doing a little bit better. Let's get in. Nice one. Blossom rot. Blossom rot. Blossom rot. Blossom rot. All right, there is one deep in there, if you can see. I'm not going to disturb it too much. This one is pointing up. So it's got the stem right here, then the fruit, and the blossom is on the top. Surprisingly, that one does not have it. Now, I know this is a deficiency issue most of the time, so I'm not worried about, you know, cross-contaminating or anything like that. This one that's closer, that one's doing pretty good. Let's get in here. Unfortunately, that was like a lot of red. So there's one right there. Blossom rot. Trash. Feeling down lower. That one's good. That one's good. Good. Yeah, so maybe I'll just go ahead and grab this one because it's got a good hold on there. I'm gonna wait. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, just trash. No, 6, 7, 8 that I threw over here, threw 2 over there. So yeah, this malnutrition issue is pretty devastating. Here's a nice red one here. What do you know? Blossom rot. So yeah, I got a major issue going on with my peppers here in this potash, calcium, stuff like that. I am still always going to pick a weed when I see a weed. So this, interestingly enough, I thought were borage. All my borage plants are producing eggplants. Label your stuff, guys. Don't do what I did. So here's my beautiful borage. They are growing nicely. And I planted a couple. They all didn't pop up. I only had a few that popped up. And I think these are like the small ones, small little round ones. I don't think they're the emoji style, to explain it any other way. So yeah, got that. These 2 wonderful borage. Actually, these were eggplants always. And I was looking at them as they were growing. I'm like, wow, borage looks a whole lot like eggplant. And then sure enough, yeah, it's pretty much all eggplants. So I got some nice ones here. It's going to produce a lot. It's had a lot of flowers. That's why I thought it was a flower. But yeah, this should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. This is just all heat. These are my cucumbers. And surprisingly, somehow, this is still producing fruit. I can find one. Bet you anything. I picked them 2 days ago. I can almost guarantee there's going to be another one. Now that one was there. That ain't going to make it. That's malnutrition. Yep. Right here. Growing through the fence line, but still a good one. Little pickling one. These I left out here. Forgot about them actually. I'll try not to forget about this one. There you go. Another nice little perfect pickling cucumber. Got more growing there. yeah, so as sad as this thing is, it's still producing. Actually, got a big one right here, hiding in plain sight. So, yeah, as sad as it is, it's still producing. I was going to replant this, but this is 8 cucumber plants, guys. Big mistake. It was instantly too crowded to work. So I think next time I might do 3, not 8. But yeah, I had 2, 4, 6, 8. Something like that. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So the beans over here, these things are insane. I highly recommend growing these. They're China beans. Chinese long bean. Here's one actually that's ready to be picked. I'm not going to pick it because I don't have my stuff, but it's about 2.5 feet long. You know, a lot of these, they're just everywhere. You kind of have to look through here to see them, but this plant, this strand of bean produces insane amounts for this area. So, all right, let's take a look. I am always going to be looking for hornworms when I come in this area, but here's my tomatoes. I think these are celebrities. It's not the orange. They never went fully orange. And something isn't looking right here, like a gap. I don't know, I'll have to inspect. I am not seeing the hornworms though, so not giving it a good shot. The bumblebees have come out, but yeah, anyway. So I got 2 of these, a couple ripe ones. I have 2 of the cherry tomatoes, which I have been picking a lot of cherry tomatoes and still have a lot. Already starting to turn almost at like eye level. Yeah, got some of these tomatoes. Yeah, just lots of cherry tomatoes all over the place. That's kind of funny. I didn't realize it was what it was until it bloomed, but I planted Thai basil and it is blooming these beautiful purple flowers going to seed. So I am going to trim that, toss that on the ground. I'm going to grab a leaf and try it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. The purple Thai basil, it's a little bit like a slight licorice flavor mixed with basil. So that's good though. It's good in things. As soon as I taste it, it reminds me of a Thai spring roll. Beefsteaks, I lost a couple just because they split so bad. But it's not the calcium issue. So here, yes, it is cracked, but no blossom end rot or anything like that. So that's pretty good. One little lonely marigold down there. But I have a couple more. Got one there. Got a couple here. This one's getting a little funky. Got some new ones starting up here. Got another flower patch coming out here. Another one here. Here. So this is going to keep producing. And I hope it really does. Here's the other plant, not doing so good. As good. But there's that tomato, and that's about the only one on here. This one took a pretty good hit. I had half of the plant rip off, which ain't good. But I got some growth up top. These right here are flowering at the top. They got chewed up pretty good from the hornworms. Man, all my plants did. I mean, look at that destruction. So I might go through a pest video on the garden too. But here are my San Marzanos. These have been riddled with, yep, the blossom end rot. So there you go. There's another one. How's that one feeling? That one feels good. That feels good. This one is toast. This one is green. I just knocked a whole bunch of flowers off. This one is still green, basically, but it's been getting eaten by a pest. So, got this one here, very, very, very green. 2 of them. Blossom end rot. So it's still producing flowers, it's still producing good, but it's really tight quarters in this San Marzano, and I attribute that to the over nitrogen dose that I gave them. It's almost impossible to get in and get some of the tomatoes. I got more back behind that one. But they're not doing that. I mean, they're doing good. They're growing great. It's just that blossom end rot that's getting them, or bugs might be getting it. So I'm going to do a quick rundown here. My little planter might be turning into a holder for tools. Yeah, that's about it for the San Marzano. Not doing the best. I'm trying to hang on to it. I added some potash down in this. I might look at some sort of calcium bump, specifically calcium. Everybody says potash will work, and it's going to give everything that you need. But yeah, if I can get something a little bit stronger. My potash levels, as you were seeing in my last video, are like all the way at the bottom. So there's basically no potash in here to help protect against that kind of thing. I've got this one here. If I can get in here, a little bit of damage on that. That is not blossom end rot. Oop. Accidentally ripped it off. And I will actually eat that one. That's just a scuffing from hitting right here on the wood. So that's not that big of a deal. These are just Fairy Morris jelly bean cherry tomatoes. They're freaking delicious. I'm telling you, they're great. I've been making spaghetti sauce with masses of them, and ooh, game changer. All right, so I'm just gonna walk through the rest of the garden real quick. Touched on this. I'm gonna have to do something about this, get some water on them. I might do it right now while it's shady. Let's do that. Hot water. So I know, tons of rules to break here, right? I'm just gonna lighten up the water flow a little bit. Break it up into the biggest fan I can, and only use half a fan because my water pressure is a little much right now. So now I'm just going to go in between the plants. I got the plants a little bit wet. I didn't really want to do that. So I'm going to water in between them. That way I don't have to worry about damaging any of the plant, being that it's a really young plant. All right, so there you go. Nice and watered. And one thing I've been doing is just giving it the old pinch. And then stick it right there, and it's good for a little bit. It will pop out if I just leave it there, so. Yep, turn it all the way on. Go all the way off. All right. So just a quick rundown on the rest of it. Sunflowers, they are looking pretty down. I've never grown them, not sure what's going on. I do get the woolly bear caterpillars on here a lot. I've picked hundreds of them off. But these things are looking really sad. They're losing the petals. I mean, easily. Yeah, not sure what to think. I've had Japanese beetles on here. I've had a lot of pests on here lately. And I'm not too worried about it. I wanted to have them mostly to feed chickens, stuff like that. But here's my amaranth. They are 8 feet at least. So I'm going to wait for that to flower, and I'm going to freeze dry the flower and the leaves. I'm going to powder the leaves. And I might powder the flower as well. Not sure. But always, these raised beds, gotta pick out the weeds. Okay, so yeah, 2 beds here, empty. Onions, they surprised me. They really surprised me. It looks like they're getting ready to kind of get pulled as the tips are getting brown. I thought these were the red salad onion, the Italian reds, but as I come in here to look, that sign right there is for this gigantic gap that comes down, and hiding back there, if you can see it, is a little sign for green onions. So the whole back one is just regular green onions. The front one is leeks. The Italian red onions never came up. That's okay. That's okay. I can deal with that. But yeah, these are just green onions basically. I'd pull one. I just don't want to carry it around all the time and for the rest of the video and the rest of the time that I'm out here. The peppers, jalapenos are doing great. They still have some growing to do. They're a little bit thin at the moment as far as the foliage goes, but the heat and stuff like that's been really causing a major problem. So this, I'm not even sure what this is. I think that might be a weed. Or one of the flowers. I don't know. I do not know. Habaneros are slightly smothered, but they do have a couple little habaneros on there. This one here, these are the Apocalypse Scorpions, and actually getting just a tiny bit of color on those guys. A little bit of red. Big ones are poblanos. Got lots of poblanos on here. That one's turning color a little bit early. See if it's got blossom end rot. No, that one's good. That one's actually getting ready to turn apparently. Yeah, a little small to be turning, but some of the first ones that came off, I believe. But yeah, Chilerianos coming. Yep, I'm gonna stuff those puppies up. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I think it's a weed. That's kind of funny. Sometimes you cherish the weeds and take care of them, and yeah. Anyway, this is what I believe to be a celebrity. Getting some of the issues with the bottom foliage, but it's not on the ground. Yes, it can spread throughout the plant. Has not been an issue yet. It's not affecting anything where it's important. So I'm just going to kind of leave that. So here we go. We got another empty one that is going to get filled up. I have lots of tomatoes coming. I got broccoli coming. The two over there, maybe I'll do broccoli. The first ones that I showed you, throw 3 Romas in here. And over here, this one was all beets. I could put the celebrities and the San Marzano and stuff like that over here, throw a cage on it, and I'll do that. This one here, basil. Got to pull the basil. 2 plants, lots of leaves, lots of foliage. Still about at its prime. I always come through and pick off the blooms. That really halts the growth of the plant if you don't do it. But really, it's just pixel peeping. I mean, I might be able to get a couple more inches out of the plant or something. It's not that big of a deal, but I still like to do it. Nope. Yeah, I mean, just topping them, you can get a little bit more foliage out of it, but I'm not that worried about it. I got a lot. But the main thing in here is the asparagus. So these are rocking and rolling. They're doing pretty good. I know they're still going to grow more. I know I'm not going to get anything this year out of them. Hopefully next year. But I mostly want to get rid of that basil, because if you look at the size of this plant compared to the size of this plant, I mean, it's barely peeking up there out of the basil, but it needs some help, and it's getting smothered out by this basil. Actually getting a brown leaf down there on the basil, so it is definitely time. But this is all my asparagus, so yeah, still looking good. Flowers are still looking good. Really happy with that. that'll be a next year thing. So this peppers we already touched on. All this crazy eggplant issue going on. So these are my black beans. I'm going to plant a lot more of these next year. I'm going to go really heavy on dry beans. And I want to get it more of a prepper garden than just a everyday garden. So I want to be able to put away, 30 pounds of beans a year. I mean, I want to pack it. So if I can get like 20 of those, that's fine. It's determinate. So it's going to put out the fruit that's going to put out. And that's it. When it's dry, you can pick them, which these right here are nice and dry. I have one I dropped in here because I didn't want to forget. But yeah, I don't want to do it in there because I will have beans growing forever. But just to kind of show you, all you do is you crack that open, and for one bean pod, I got 3 beans. So I will be throwing these in my pocket, but that's what I'm doing with this. So I am not picking anything on this. Letting them all dry up and I'll come harvest. So I'm going to need a lot of these plants to get what I want. These are regular green beans getting completely devoured by beetles. It's been getting worse and worse and worse. But these are going to be picked and eaten green, kind of there. I've got quite a few on here, but not really ready to pick them yet. I need to come out with my grocery bags and pick those. But yeah, this isn't looking all that good, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Obviously pest problems, beetle problems. Looks like it might be a little bit dry, possibly a little bit of nitrogen issues. I think they're kind of a heavy feeder. I think beans are heavy feeders, not positive, but I'll look into that, and I'm going to try to improve on that, at least for next year. Here are my experimental beets. These went in really early, never grew. They were sprouts forever. That's what happened with the beet. It's all above ground. Hey, well, it's just an experiment. I could pull them out and not care. All that, so. Zucchini. This is my Job's Tears. It's doing pretty good. It's got a lot of beads on it. I just wanted to grow this for fun. I was curious what it was. It was a neat packet of seeds. I thought it was the kind you can mill into a flour and use it as a flour substitute. Unfortunately, this is the one that you grow for prayer beads and rosary beads. So unless I was going to be making rosaries, this is just for fun. So there we go. Those are the other two that I showed you: zucchini, spaghetti squash. Now here, I've got a lot of these bags. I got a whole brand new pack right here. That's another 5 bags. I got one in the garage. I think I have another one floating around here. It might be buried up in that grass somewhere, but I got another one here somewhere. So I'm going to be lining these up, and these are going to be crookneck, some different squashes and whatnot. But I'm going to get a whole line coming in here of bags and different things. And the reason I'm doing that is I don't know exactly what I want to use this area for. This is a very usable area. Everything under all of this has a large truckload, 3 of my truckloads of compost laid under all of this weed barrier. This is all good soil, and even walking on it, it squishes a lot of the time. That's going down right there about a half an inch. It's nice and soft, it's squishy. So I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Ultimately, I'd like this to be a whole patch of corn or something. But anyway, here's my point. The bags I can pick up, move over to here if I want. I can move these. This, the raised garden or the raised bed, ain't going anywhere. Yes, you can move it. It's a pain in the butt. I can move a bag in a few seconds. This is going to take a few hours to pull the whole thing out, dump all the dirt, pick all the dirt back up, put it back in. That's a job. So for this area that I am not completely sure of, that might change, I'm going to use containers. Even these containers, I can pick these things up real easy, throw them under a dolly or something like that and walk off with it. So, all right, that is about it. That is the rundown. Okra, insane. Kind of the rundown on the garden right now. Yeah. So yeah, I got a couple things I need to do myself. I got a couple things. Yeah, I hate walking and recording, so let's just do this. How's that? You are part of the trellis system now, right? There we go. Yeah, so anyway, update on the garden. Things are still pretty good. I mean, yeah, I've got the issue with blossom end rot. My peppers are dying left and right. It's the worst with that. I've got a lot of plants. There's a lot of potential. Hopefully it'll be amended, and I might actually grab some potash. It's a fast-acting, water-based potash. I believe it's water-based. It better be water-based, actually. So I might go ahead and just throw a little bit extra in there. I'm pretty sure I got it before, but I'm not very scheduled, so I might have missed that one. But yeah, nice little handful of potash. Probably going to help those pepper plants and at least the future peppers that come up. And with that said, I might as well go ahead and throw a little bit more. Now, my poblanos and stuff like that, I know for a fact I put it in there. But maybe not my bell peppers, which is a shame because that's my only bell peppers. And yeah, I really wanted a lot of bell peppers this year. Those Arkansas Blacks, I picked a couple of them. They're delicious. They're good. They look cool. Yeah, they're pretty nice. So I'm not going to have much more of those unless I fix the problem. But learning things this year, and I'm going to apply them next year. That's going to be a video on its own, all the things that I've learned over gardening this year, because a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Thank you all for watching. Sorry for the poor video, but not only do I hate cell phones, I hate recording on cell phones and all this kind of crap. It's just, but hey, how about them skies today, huh? Right on, right on, right on. Thank you guys for watching. Support for the channel is awesome. I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Blossom and rock, oh what a sight. Tomatoes fading in the night. Calcium's missing, need to cure.